What's going on, YouTube? We're going to take a close look at a few cars that I got today. This is the Bishop exclusive version. Only 1,200 of these made. It's made for Indonesia exclusive, so these were never commercially available in the US, and they are never going to be. But Miho, which is a California-based distributor, they did get their version of it, which was made at 4 times the quantity. So instead of 1,200, you got 4,800. But it's also made at 12 times the awesome factor. So here's the Miho. I like the Bishop. It was my favorite one until this one came out. But I'm so happy to have these as a pair. I had this for sale back when it was selling for 110, and no one took the bait at 65 loose. Thankfully, I'm now thankful that didn't sell, because now I have a pair, and these two go together. So, just to follow up on some of my comments I made earlier, I'm sure that this safari rack is a pure coincidence. Honestly, guys, I'm sure that my doing this probably had nothing to do with them doing this. So I just wanted to clear that up. I don't know if I'm being partially sarcastic or not. I think it's a really good chance that it's just a coincidence. Albeit a very eerie similar coincidence, so to speak. I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, I'm glad they did it. Let's just leave it at that. And like I said, I don't really think that me doing this is why they did it. So I'll just end it on that. But I like mine. I like my little custom safari rack. I like their safari rack better. Although I do like all the details on the rack on mine better, because mine has a pickaxe on the other side. Theirs does not. But they did do the jack back by the ladder. So that is actually awesome. That's actually really cool that they did that. And the ladder. So it's a totally bitchin' casting right here. This is definitely a must-own for any Johnny Lightning collector or any Toyota collector. So the best thing to do, though, would be to just go ahead and grab all of them. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work on getting all of them. Just one at a time. You know, the Indonesian police truck, I don't think I'll get my hands on that one, but I'll try to get them all. We'll see what happens. I love this one here, though. So, wanted to clear that up while taking a close look at it. The Miho is definitely a badass truck. But so is the Bishop, you know, but with the Bishop, it's all about the deco. With the Miho, it's about the deco, but it's also about everything else that they did to it. So it's really cool to have a black fender variation and a red fender variation with a soft top and a hard top. The hard top looks amazing. Like, I don't ever want to see this casting again with a soft top. There's no reason for it. They've done this casting probably 25 different times. So from now on, this is what I want to see, at least for a while, a long while. So that is that. And now we're going to look at some other cars. I'm going to start with this. This is the brand new Cadillac Escalade that Matchbox released. It's a very nice casting at the 94-cent price point. Matchbox license models are those are cars that I will try to collect every one that they come out with that has a nice civilian deco with headlight and taillight detail. I will try to buy. Even if they don't have headlight and taillight detail, if it's a nice civilian deco like the Nissan Xterra or the Porsche Panamera or any of those type of cars, that Audi wagon, I like Matchbox so much that when they put a nice replica like this out, I have to get it. So nice job on that. Johnny Lightning did one back around 05, I think. It's a 2004 model. And it's actually a nice casting. I'm not big on the headlights, that cream color. But other than that, it came out really nice by Johnny Lightning standards. They smashed it with the grill. The whole front end looks great. This is part of that poker series back when poker was blowing up in the US. The stance is a typical Johnny stance, not great. Wheels are nice, but I don't believe they're prototypical. They might be, though, actually. I just don't know. And a nice luggage rack. Now, because this was part of the poker series, it does have the felt seats, which I think is kind of cool because it's not like overwhelming with the visual appearance of the casting, but if you look closely, it looks like shag. So I think that's pretty awesome. And I think the chase cars had the felt around the body, like instead of paint, if I remember correctly. But anyways, it's a cool casting, and I've bought and sold my Johnny collection, like my M2 collection, at least 2 or 3 times over. But there's a core group of cars that I've always kept, like all the Land Cruisers I've never sold. The Malibu, the 81 Malibus, I don't trade or sell those very often. The Monte Carlos, don't sell those very often. The International Scouts I keep. This has been one of those that I have kept, along with the Tahoe and some of the others I just mentioned. So it's a nice Escalade. There, for premium detail, there's not a lot of Escalades out there. However, this one here, the brand is it's unknown. What I've been told is that this is a dealership exclusive for the Chinese market only. And this is a 2013 Cadillac Escalade. It is ridiculously nice, though. There are a couple things about it, though. First issue is this front driver's side headlight. The turning indicator is missing. It's either missing or it's incorrectly applied. I do see a little bit of a trace of it there through the lens. But if you look at the passenger side, this is how it's supposed to look here. So that's kind of a bummer. The chrome grille, that's not the nicest chrome grille that I've seen, but it's still a really nice front end with the Cadillac shield. It's a nice pearlescent white. It's like a metallic pearlescent white. See if I can hit it in the light here. Anyways, it has transparent lens taillights as well. And these are prototypical wheels with rubber tires, with tread. All of the weather stripping and trim is all detailed. It's a scaled down model replica. It's just very nicely executed. It has the crossbar brake light above the rear hatch. Dual exhaust. Let's take a look at the base on this thing. The base looks a lot like a... Actually, to me, it looks a lot like a Beyonce base. 2013 Escalade 164 Cadillac. Okay, so it has a almost like a Kyosho feel, but man, is that nice. And let me tell you guys something. This car here, you got to buy it when you see it, even if it's expensive, which it was. But I've never seen one before. I'll probably never see it again. There aren't any of these available on eBay, which is usually an indication that it's a very rare casting, because typically if there's one out there available for sale, it's going to be on eBay. And I can tell you, if I were to ever sell this, my minimum price would be $60. So I don't know if that gives you an idea of its worth or not, but realistically, a casting is only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. But I wouldn't let this go for less than 60. You've got the OnStar antenna right here. Boop. The side view mirrors look great. Very nicely done. And the only other issue that I take with the casting, other than the turning indicator here on the driver's side headlight, is the glass. Maybe this is a Chinese market thing, but here in the U.S., you would never see an Escalade that looked like this. They're all going to have privacy glass on the back 5 windows. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. But other than that, I think it's a really, really nice casting. And the interior on it, if I can, I'll try to give you guys some looks. But my camera sucks with interiors, but this interior is among the best that I've ever seen. Like, you can see the air conditioning vents. That's how crazy detailed it is. So I am super stoked to have this in my collection. It's going to be displayed in my Carney case with all the other premium stuff. So that was a score. All right, the other ultra premium car, and I got a lot to say about this one. This is the 1:64 scale Oversteer Toyota CHR. And I'm just going to come out and say it right now, you guys. This is my first time seeing and handling a 1:64 scale Oversteer casting. From a build quality and replication accuracy and detail standpoint, this car right here is the nicest car that I've ever owned in my collection in the scale. It's nicer than the Auto Art Veyron. It's nicer than any of the Kyosho castings that I've had. It's nicer than any of the Tomica Limited Vintage castings that I've had. The level of detail and precision that is in this casting is so stellar. So let's take a close look and see if I can just try to project what I'm talking about. I don't know if I can get it to translate, but let's give it a try here. So you've got the Toyota logo there and the grille. Very, very nice, very highly detailed transparent lensed headlights that are very well placed. It's got a great stance. This car has a great stance to it. Side view mirrors. Let's take a look at this side view mirror. Look at all the detail just in the side view mirror by itself. Side of the car here, you've got the rocker panel, but look at the lines of the car and the proportions and the spoiler and the antenna and the wheels. It's just hands down, without question, the nicest execution that I've seen in the scale. I've yet to see an ignition model. I'm sure those are as good or better. But this thing right here is at or above the level of Tomica Limited Vintage. It's that nice. Keep in mind, you guys, when I make comments like that, it's subjective. It's a matter of opinion, so you're free to disagree. I know a lot of people would disagree, but to me, this is incredible. And just to give you an idea, Kyosho has done some nice Toyotas. Here's a Kyosho Toyota Land Cruiser, which is a great looking car. It's a great looking casting, very highly detailed. But look at it compared to the CHR. It's like, I don't know. They look good. They both look good. I could have a nice little Toyota dealership here. Some late model, certified pre-owned. Could even get a little Toyota Supra on the lot. Whew. This right here, that's an expensive Quattro. Or an expensive Quartet, I should say. All right, so with that said, you guys, and the crazy thing too, the Toy Pimp has a cabinet at a local diecast shop. There's some consignment that happens there, and I just happened to go in there today. I'm still going to his house tomorrow, so stay tuned tomorrow. There should be more. Here's that Honda Accord that I picked up. This casting is quite disappointing for what you pay, but it's probably the nicest 2018 Honda Accord out there in the scale, because there just aren't any. Reminds me a lot of a basic Tomica. All painted headlights and taillights, plastic tires. Nothing too special about it, other than the fact that there just aren't a lot of Honda Accords out there in diecast form. So, all right, well, on that note, we can wrap this video, wrap it on up. That's my small haul for today. That doesn't count my lucky grocery store find here. The big deal. All right, you guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I'm going to wrap it up and head to bed so that I can get up tomorrow and head up north. And I will be back probably tomorrow late afternoon. It'll either be in the late afternoon or it'll be later on at night. So, but either way, stay tuned and I'll be back with some more awesome diecast. Comment below, you guys, if you know anything about these oversteers. I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are. Like I said, this is hands down the nicest 1:64 scale casting that I've ever owned. And that's just from a detail slash build quality slash replication accuracy standpoint. All right, y'all have a good night. I will holler at the next video.